Hello students, in this video we are going to study about various method of heat transfer, right? We are going to study about conduction, convection and radiation in detail with the help of a daily life example. So let us start. So now children, if I ask you that what you can see on your screen, you would say that you can see a hot cup of tea, right? A hot cup of tea, and inside that cup of tea a steel spoon is kept, right? Inside it a steel spoon is kept. Now children, if you touch this steel spoon after few minutes, you will observe that the steel spoon has also become hot or it has become warm, right? Like initially the steel spoon was at normal temperature, right? So when we touched it, it was normal. But when we kept the steel spoon inside the hot tea, so after few minutes when we again checked the steel spoon, we observed or we saw that the steel spoon has become hot or it is warm to touch now, right? Now if I ask you that how the steel spoon has become hot, you would you would be able to tell me the reason that it is due to the reason because heat transfer has taken place from the hot tea to the steel spoon, isn't it? Now I told you that how to find out whether heat transfer has taken place or not. The first step is that first of all you have to find out that is there any temperature difference between the two objects. So now here our first object is the tea and the second object is the spoon, right? So as I have told you that this tea is hot, okay, so let's assume that the temperature of this tea is 55 degrees Celsius, right? And the temperature of this spoon is let's assume that it is 20 degrees Celsius, right? So what we see that there is a temperature difference between the tea and the spoon, okay? So what will happen? Since there is a temperature difference, therefore what will happen? Heat transfer will happen and it will happen from the hot tea to the spoon, right? The heat energy will be transferred from the hotter object to the colder object, and here in this case the hotter object is the tea and the colder object is the spoon. So the heat transfer will take place from the tea to the spoon, right? Is it clear? So when the heat transfer will take place, this spoon will gain the heat energy, right? It will gain the heat or it will gain the heat energy from the hot tea, and since it will gain the heat, so its temperature will increase, right? And when the temperature will increase, the spoon will become hot, right? Hot or warm. So this is how the spoon or the steel spoon which was kept inside the hot tea, it became warm after few minutes when we kept it inside the tea, right? So this is the reason for that, that is the heat transfer, and heat transfer always take place due to the reason of the temperature difference. This we talked about in the first video also, right? And it always take place in the direction from the hotter object to the cooler object or the colder object, right? Now children, the second question arises that how actually is this heat transfer happening? See children, in this case you can see that the object to which the heat is transferred, that is the steel spoon, and steel spoon is solid in nature, isn't it? It is solid in state, right? So it is solid in state, okay? So children, this mode of transfer of heat in which solid substances are involved, right? In which the heat is transferred from the hotter object to the cooler object, right? And through the direct contact, this transfer of heat is called conduction, okay? It is called conduction. So conduction is the mode of transfer of heat in which the solid objects are involved, right? Conduction takes place always in solid, and here the particles of the solid do not move from their own place, they vibrate at their own place, right? So first important point of conduction is that it takes place mostly in solids. Secondly, it takes place due to direct contact, okay? When the object is in direct contact with the source of heat, okay? So when it is in direct contact with the source Right, children. Now let us study about the conduction in detail, and before that let us revise the basic chemistry and let us revise the basic term in chemistry, which is matter. So children, what is matter? Matter is anything which has some mass, any object which has some mass and occupies space, right? So any object which has some mass and occupies space, or it has some volume of its own, is called matter, right? So like various objects in your surrounding, like table, chair, pen, pencil, books, notebooks, everything is a matter, okay? And children, this matter is actually made up of tiny particles, okay? Tiny particles, millions of tiny particles, which are very small. You can't see them with the naked eyes, right? So the matter is made up of particles like atoms and molecules, right? So this is what matter is made up of, okay? And children, on the basis of the physical property, matter can be classified into three types. Number one, solid. Number two, liquid. And gases, right? So children, now let us revise, okay, about the solid, liquid, gases, their properties, right? Because these things will be required to understand the three modes of heat transfer, okay? So if we talk about solids, children, then the particles in solid are very tightly packed, okay? The particles in the solid are very tightly packed. Fine. So these circles which you can see, these are basically particles, okay? I'm like denoting the particles as these small circles, right? So this is how particles are arranged in any solid object, right? So if we take the example in the previous slide, right, that we took the example of the steel spoon. So just imagine that these are the particles of the steel spoon, okay? So since steel spoon is a solid, so the particles of the solid are arranged very close to each other, okay? So they are arranged very close to each other, or the particles are tightly packed, okay? The particles are tightly packed. Since they are tightly packed, so there is no gap or space between them, right? There is no interparticle space between them. And one of the most important point is that the force of attraction, right, or interparticle interaction, okay, force of attraction is also called interparticle interaction, okay, between the particles is very strong in case of solid, okay? So this force of attraction is very strong between the particles of the solid. They are very closely packed to each other, they are very tightly packed to each other, therefore there is no gap, right? And because since there is no gap between them, okay, due to all these properties of the solid are rigid in nature, right? They are very rigid. You can't bend the solid, okay? Like if we talk about the steel spoon, you can't bend the steel spoon, right? It is unbreakable, okay? So it is very rigid due to these reasons, right? So the thing which we have to keep here in mind, that the force of attraction between the particles of the solid is very strong, right? Okay, and it is so strong that it is very difficult, okay, to break the force of attraction between the particles when we talk about in solids, right? Okay, so similarly children, if we look in liquid, the particles of liquid are not so tightly packed, right? The particles in liquid are not so tightly packed. There is a gap between them, okay? The gap is not that much, but yes, there is a gap between them. Fine. So the force of attraction or the interparticle interaction is like is not very strong, okay? It is not very strong, it is like weak, okay? The force of attraction between the particles is weak, and there is gap between the molecules when we talk about the liquid. Okay, and liquids are fluids. Fine, they are fluids means they can flow. And why they can flow? Because the space is very less, right? The space is very less and the force of attraction is weak. Okay, then if we talk about the gases, then the gases are having the maximum space between them, maximum gap between them, and the force of attraction is null. Okay, there is no force of attraction between the particles of the gas, right? So like this much knowledge is only required to understand the conduction process, right? So to understand the conduction process, we needed the knowledge. So now let us understand that how conduction process was taking place in this example, right, which we discussed. So I told you that, when we keep the steel spoon inside hot cup of tea, then the spoon will become warm or hot after some time, right? After few minutes, the steel spoon will become hot or warm, right? And I told you that this happened due to the process of heat transfer. It happened due to the process of heat transfer, and the method of heat transfer which actually happened here was conduction. Why? Because solid object is involved, that is the steel spoon. So now let us understand that how does conduction take place in this example, right? So like this is the spoon and this is the handle, and let us assume that, right, let us assume that this is this part of the spoon which is inside the tea is A. Okay, this is end A, and the handle of the spoon is end B, right? And I told you that since this steel is also a matter, right, this is a matter, and it is solid in state, right? So it is having particles arranged inside the steel spoon. Okay, and the particles are arranged very closely to each other. They are packed very closely to each other like this, right? So millions of particles are present in this spoon, and since it is solid, therefore the particles are very closely arranged to each other, right? So let us draw here the enlarged view of the particles. So these are the particles of the teaspoon which is solid in state. Fine, right? So let us let us assume that this end of the teaspoon is end A, right? And this end which is in direct contact with the heat, okay, which is in the direct contact with the hot tea. So this end is end A, and this end which is the handle of the teaspoon, okay, which is the handle of the steel spoon, is end B, right? So this is end B, end A, and here end A and end B, right? So now let us now understand that how conduction is actually taking place in this example. So see children, what happened when the end A, right, end A which is in direct contact with the hot tea, okay, so when it received the heat, or when it received the heat energy, then the first particle, which is this particle, okay, which is particle number 1, it start vibrating. Okay, it start vibrating at its own position, at its own fixed position. Okay, at its own fixed position. See children, let me tell you this one basic thing, that all these particles of the matter, they are vibrating initially. Okay, they are vibrating at their own place, that is they are having certain amount of kinetic energy. Okay, now since they are moving, okay, whether at their own place, but they are in motion, so they are having some kind of kinetic energy, right? So but when these particles receive the heat energy, they start to vibrate more fast. Okay, so that is they get more kinetic energy, right? So when the first particle received the heat energy, it started to vibrate more, at its own position. Why? Because the force of attraction is so strong that the particle cannot, move from its position. It cannot change its position. It cannot go from one place to another, right? Since the force of attraction is so strong in solid, that is the steel spool, therefore it will vibrate at its own fixed position only, right? It is having some kinetic energy, so it will be vibrating like this, back and forth, right? Now since there is no gap, right, all the particles are arranged very closely to each other, so when the first particle will vibrate, it will transfer the heat energy, okay, in the form of the vibration to the second particle, right? So the second particle will also start vibrating, right? Then when the second particle will vibrate, it will transfer the vibration, okay, and this vibration, children, is due to the heat energy, right? That is, it will transfer the vibration in the form of heat energy to the third particle, right? To the third particle will also start vibrating like this, okay, like this. The heat energy or the vibration will transfer from end A to end B, that is from end A, which was in direct contact with the hot tea, to end B, which is the handle of the steel spool, right? So like this the heat transfer will take place, okay. This will be the direction of the heat transfer from end A, which was in direct contact with the hot tea, to end B, which was the handle of the uh, steel spoon, okay. So this is how, conduction is taking place, right? So let me, tell you again, let us, revise, summarize again that what is happening when the first particle, that is the particle at the end A, which is with which is in direct contact with the hot tea, it receives the heat, okay, or heat energy, okay. The first particle start vibrating more fast at its own position, okay, at its own position only, because the force of attraction is very strong, okay. Because the force of attraction is very strong, they can't, leave their position, okay, is very strong. That's why they are vibrating at their own place only, right? Now since there is no gap, right, the particles are, they are very closely packed, so when the first particle will vibrate, it will transfer its vibration, okay, in the form of the heat energy, okay, to the second particle. Then then the second particle will start vibrating, then it will transfer the vibration, okay, to the third particle. Then the third particle will start vibrating, then when it will start vibrating, then the fourth particle will start vibrating, and like this the heat will be transferred from point A to point B, right? And remember, children, that they are vibrating more vigorously due to this heat energy. So what they are doing, by vibrating, they are actually transferring the heat energy, okay, from point A to point B, right? So this is how conduction is taking place in this example. So if we if we frame the definition of conduction, then we can say that conduction is the mode of transfer of heat energy in which the particles of the solid or the particles of the object vibrate at their own fixed position, okay, and then transfer the heat energy, okay, or the particles transfer the heat energy by vibrating at its own position, okay. And conduction takes place only in solid and only through the direct contact, right? So this was about that how conduction is actually taking place. I hope that it was